You ready, dude?
Fucking always ready.
It's the biggest corruption scandal you've never heard of, and he's naming names.
That is right, y'all, and we are back again to stir the tea. Y'all best stay tuned because we have got a story for you. Hey, y'all, this is Mike,
And this is Paxton.
and welcome to the Mad LiberTEA Party, where left is right, up is down, the rum is always gone, and the world is full of fucking clowns.
Feel like the world's gone mad? Then pull up a chair and we'll throw you a teacup because we're all mad here.
Yep, and while we usually say that madness is more fun with friends, sometimes you gotta come together with friends just to freaking push the madness back. We have a little bit of something different for you guys today. This isn't our normal kind of like Faces of Liberty, uh, chill chit chat. We have a story. And you're not gonna like it, but you're gonna want to hear this. Would you, hey, so with us, we do have a friend. Keith, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Keith Taylor. I live in California, and um, I grow cannabis, marijuana, and industrial hemp.
Yes, and the story that we got that we that brought us together, it is just a wild ride. You
Yes.
guys, we've talked to plenty of you guys about the drug trade. We've talked to you guys about how the government will reach down and take over people. We've talked to you guys about all sorts of things. We've talked about Contra. And I guess today we're gonna tell you a little bit of your story. I would like to add, like, and I would like to start it off by just asking you what I asked you the first time when we met. You know, like, how did you get in this place? Like, how did this happen?
How did this happen? Well, I've been involved in the cannabis industry for many, many years, and been involved with the top companies in the cannabis industry, since I can remember. And and I also have good connections over in China. I've been doing business there for going on 19, 20 years now. And then basically, I wanted to make the transition from THC to CBD because I want to start helping out cancer patients because I see what was happening with them getting drained and still dying, of everything they take from them and they still die in the end of that. So I figured if I could make cancer curing drugs, that'd be great. So that's what I started doing. And I found the technology in China to do it on a commercial level, okay, commercial scale. So it's went over there, got the technology. Let's make this short, and brought it to America. Okay, first place that I want to do it is on a commercial scale. The only place in the industrial hemp I'm also was part of the industrial hemp and still am industrial hemp research pilot program with the federal government. So the only place to do it on a commercial scale in 2018 or 17 and 18 was Kentucky. Everywhere else you have to be under a microscope, in a university or something like that, right? This is all commercial level, as big as you want to go. So I went bigger than anyone's ever gone in America, in American history. I made American history. I did 2,300 acres. Okay, that's 3.6 square miles. We'll cover half of San Francisco, California in hemp, right? It's huge. So what comes along with that, though, come the snakes, come the sharks, come all the predators, right? And
Yeah.
lots of them are part of our government, cartels, you name it, So basically, how I got into this position was by knowing how to grow vast amounts of cannabis at the same time, a huge scale, knowing the processing of it and how to turn it into cancer curing drugs, how to take the stock and make fiber, things to that nature, make plastics, make animal bedding, the herd, things like that. Use the whole plant, right? So if you're someone who could use the whole plant, you could grow on wide, vast scale, this enormous, scale. It's just people want you, okay? But they only want you long enough to where you get it done, right? I have to bring all these things together. I have to bring China and the U.S. together. I have to bring California, Kentucky together. You know, then I had to bring all the people in those communities together, you know, and put it all in one place in Western Kentucky. And it is a big undertaking, you know, cost me over $1 million out of my own pocket, okay? And, you know, all my family connections, political connections, industry connections, you name it. It's just I had to leverage every part of my life.
Yeah, there were a lot of people there at that shovel party.
Yeah. So, you know, and so, you know, I got it done, but, you know, I think that greed sets in, you know. When greed sets in, no one's on this. Me, I'm so zeroed in and focused on the ultimate goal, which was to bring CBD, which is a cancer curing drug, or not even a drug. I call it a drug, regardless, fuck drug, fucking chemical, whatever you want to call it, you know, to the American people for the best quality for the least expensive cost, right? Because, you know, I figure that's the least I could do for the American people, since I was able to go out and get the only technology that exists in the world to cure this cancer. And the FDA is going to probably want to slap me and say stupid shit to me and send me letters saying I can't say that shit, but fuck them, okay? It is cancer curing, okay? Because I've cured 5 people with cancer, okay? So I don't care what they say, because you're not allowed to say certain things, because then, you know, people might know that that's what they got to do, instead of go get IVs of drugs that are going to kill you from the pharmaceutical industry. And then once you feel bad, they're going to sell you drugs so you don't feel bad, and you're still going to die.
Oh, I remember them coming out with this story from Canada saying that they were using it to help, like, basically cause cancer cells to kind of like eat themselves almost. And then all of a sudden, you just never hear these things again. They keep coming out with these things saying,
They
"Oh,
don't.
it can beat
Yeah.
cancer," and then you never hear from it again.
The FDA is a monopoly. What they do is they are regulating shit. So there's only one thing that you can actually use. And of course, they're getting funneled money by those individual people, because that's how they make money. So of course
Yeah.
you're not going to ever come up with a fucking cure, because that hurts their business. The people in the FDA are probably the most corrupt people in fucking America.
Besides the DEA and FBI and the CIA.
Yeah, I mean, the list is pretty long.
Yeah, all those
You say the
ABCs.
most corrupt.
Yeah.
God damn, if it sounds like part of the ABCs, it's probably not good.
It's not worth. Yeah, these are bad guys. Okay.
Yeah.
The good guys in America are actually the bad guys. If you just flip everything around in our society, you'll realize real quick, oh shit, now it makes sense.
Well, it all
Yep.
depends on which side of the road you're standing on, too. Like, if you can get people to come walk out even to the middle of the road, they start to realize shit's not right.
Not right at all. So I guess, you know, how I got caught up in it is, you know, I got China and America, and I got to source. I mean, I got things coming from everywhere, right? I got my seeds from Italy, 6th generation Italian variety. You know, good high yielding CBD, with also best fiber in the world, so you can make nice clothes. So I mean, I would source the best in the world of every fucking thing I could, because I mean, why? If you're gonna do something, you gotta do it right. And it's gotta be the best of the best of the best. So I did it, and like I said, people greed starts setting in, and they start thinking, okay, oh shit, I could leverage this, I could leverage that, because I got a lot of people in my inner circle now, because I had to incorporate countries, states, counties, you know, cities, what have you. And so the people that are in the inner core of everything, you know, you got the Kentucky Department of Agriculture, which is a fucking joke, by the way, okay? Because the commissioner is a piece of shit, and he's a liar, okay? And I told him not to go on record to the USDA, okay? Which is, you know, the federal one. So then what happens is the commissioner going to, I see what he's going to put out. So I know that what he's going to put out like over a month ahead of time. So I said, I write to his general counsel email and tell him, Joe Bilby. I said, Joe, you know, you really can't get your guy to send that get them to send that out, because you got to stop them from sending that out. And I'll tell you why. Because number one, you already know why. I got 2,300 acres missing. Okay, Kentucky as a whole, the prior year only did 2,300 acres. Okay, so how can you say nothing's wrong with your industrial hemp research pilot program when you basically got what you grew, your old state grew last year, missing by one guy? Okay? You're gonna like kill his career, you know, if people find this out, you know. So don't do it. I said, what I'm offering you now is the opportunity to correct it before you send that in, instead of covering it up. So if you try to cover it up, it's gonna come out anyway, Billy.
Yeah.
You know that. Okay.
Yeah.
So they decide they're gonna cover it up. Okay. So now the fix is on. So they puts it out, and they're best in America with the best industrial hemp research pilot program in the nation. I'm just sitting back thinking, these fucking guys are knuckleheads, right? Because how could you say that? You're missing almost everything in your state group. Okay. It's been reported to you. You know, they tell me, they say, okay, if I'm missing all of this and I'm a processor and handler, what do I put on my annual report? Because it's all been stolen. They said, just put 0. So I went from 2,300 acres to 0. Any other state, if I fucking did this shit, or any other business, if everyone knew I had the biggest amount of anything in the fucking world or nation, and then I claimed 0. That's like I made Trump. I made $2 billion last year, and I claimed 0. Right? No money. Okay, it's 0. I don't want to pay any taxes. Okay, what would happen to me? I'll go to fucking jail, right?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, fuck.
So I tell them, look, you know, look, I want to pay my taxes because I probably owe about $100 million. Okay, this is at a minimum. Okay,
And you
I
don't want
want
to
to
end
pay.
up in one of their freaking prisons for not giving them their fucking
Their
warlord dues.
Yeah, it's actually called a cartel tax. Okay, when I was working, so I was a co-founder of California Finest, America's pre-rolled marijuana cigarettes, right? I said, fuck, we're gonna pay taxes, right? Because we had the first legal grow in California, and you want to keep that going. So basically, how to keep that going is you got to pay your dues. So go to my CPA and say, what do we do? Because I want to pay taxes. Well, there's actually a thing called a cartel tax, but it's 50%. So what? So everything that you can normally claim in a regular business, you cannot write off. Basically, you can't write off shit almost. Basically, their cut is half. Okay, federal government half. It's called a cartel tax. I fucking never knew that. So we started paying the cartel tax. Yeah.
That's
so
intense.
Now,
I didn't know it was that much.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks, but at the same time, shit, there's big profit margins, right? So you could afford to share. So I didn't care. Okay. So now I'm going into this other business. Now that we had like 2 acres of marijuana in greenhouses, right? So now I'm dealing with 2,300 acres. So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna be good. Instead of doing, you know, hundreds of pounds or thousands of pounds, we go millions, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, 27.5 million. Okay, so that's a lot of tonnage, right? And it's no longer pounds; you're talking tons, right? So now we refer to it as tonnage. You know, I know, like, for sure. You know, if you miss a payment on your taxes, I'm done, because there's no way you can ever dig yourself out of this one if you're dealing in tons, right? Because shit, what are you gonna do? So I'm telling, look, the shit got stolen. I know who took it. These guys were in on it. Look, I want to pay the money. You know, talk to these guys. We don't want to hear it, right? But what do you want me to do? Just fucking take the loss, right? But you know, me as the chairman and president, I can't just take the loss, right? Because at the end of the day, the buck stops here. So they're going to say, why didn't you do anything? Did you contact anybody? Did you? Okay, I contacted the DEA. I contacted the FBI. I contacted the senators, congressmen, Department of Ag, like I told you, Kentucky, everyone involved in the industrial hemp research pilot program. No one wants to say shit, right? They don't want to hear nothing, right? They don't care. But you bet your ass, you know, when they come knocking for the tax money, what am I going to say, you know? So I could say I talked to all these people, but then then I get a break in the action, right? And this comes when they catch a truck, 18-wheeler, leaving Kentucky, headed to Colorado, right? they're going through Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's a Osage Nation, right? And they get pulled over. Woo! Oh, what are you guys doing? These guys were stupid. Right? They're trying to be incognito, but they got a trailing van, right, behind them. Fucking armored guys, right? Armed guards, right? They're drawing attention to themselves. So the cops pull them over. Boom, they find it. You got a couple pallets of industrial hemp, and the rest of it's marijuana, right? Because that's all Kentucky grows is marijuana. I think I'm the only guy in Kentucky that grows industrial hemp. To be honest with you. They all grow marijuana there, and they have for years. And I don't care who the fuck knows, because everyone's gonna fucking know. Okay, because I don't give a shit. Fuck Kentucky, okay? And you guys are a piece of shit, all right?
And by that you mean that it's like way above the allotted number, the percentage.
Oh shit! Kentucky's been growing. The number one cash crop for Kentucky is marijuana. Okay, for years. Okay, you ever heard of these guys called it's a Cornbread Mafia, okay? Largest bust in U.S. history, okay? Happened in Kentucky. The busted the guys called Cornbread Mafia. Problem was they could not get any indictments because no one would talk, because they're all inbred there, you know? And when they say inbred, it's not like they fucking their sisters and their moms and shit like that. It's an inbred in society. You know, I always thought it was the other way, you know? But when I started working with them, they rotate all their people, and they have meetings all the time. So they're mayors and judges. They're just circling around within that small state of like 4 million people, to where they're just swapping out information all the time and covering each other's asses like a motherfucker.
Damn.
Everyone says, "Oh, I don't like that guy." When they say they don't like that guy, that means that's their best fucking friend. You better not talking shit on the guy, right? But they're opening it up for you to talk shit on the guy, right? So, but I already know this shit, right? And so I'm just sitting back studying these fuckers. But so marijuana is their number one cash crop. Always been, always has been, always will be. Okay. So I'm the only guy growing industrial hemp there, basically. And so the truck is pulled over in Oklahoma, bang. So I hear about it. I get a hold of the arresting officer, talk to him, help him out so he can fucking grab it. And I need from them, because some of that hemp is mine, because I got millions of pounds missing, right? And so obviously I know what they're using my shit for. They're using it. They'll put all of the marijuana on all the trucks. In the last 4 pallets, 2 here, 2 here, are going to be, or they might be nice and go 6 pallets, you know. But I know that it's going to be mine, because the rest is going to be marijuana. So if they open the thing, they're going to have a thing that says they're in the Industrial Hemp Research Pilot Program. And they're going to say, "Oh, here's our paperwork, and there's our hemp." But that shit smells so bad. Like, they say the smell of marijuana everywhere. So I knew that hemp was mine. So I'm trying to grab my shit. So I need to be able to get in and test it. Okay. Shit. So the truck now talked to the arresting officer, who was his name was Sheriff Weichel. And then I told him, "Look, I'm gonna need to get some tests. I need to grab some samples off the truck, because I think a lot of, you know, whatever, any industrial hemp on there is mine. The rest of that shit's marijuana." I could tell. And I also knew that shit was going to be mine, because they had it in what's called a super sack. Super sack is about 1,000 pounds. Okay. And this is what you put in. This is what we utilize. We're the only guys that use super sacks for industrial hemp, because no one else dries. Number one, no one else even has hemp. Number one. Number two, we're the only ones that dry it. Okay. And so we have an industrial size dryer. It's the size of a fucking bus, right? So you have to dry so much of it, right? So anyway, they put in super sacks, and I saw super sacks on this load. So I go, "That's fucking mine for sure," right? So I need to get that shit so I can test it. And so I could, you know, get my shit back off that truck and figure out what was going on. So they told me, "Okay, well, you know what you got to do." I said, I know. File a report. So I got to file a report with, and I've already been talking with FBI and state police and all kinds of people. So they say, "Get a report from the state police of Kentucky." Fine. So I'm talking to them, and they're like, "Sorry, we're going to give you one," you know? Because you got to understand, they're crooked. They're crooked than crooked over there. Like, I mean, they may be called the state police, but they're like Mexican police, right? They'll be carrying the AK-47 on a fucking motorcycle, right? And they'll fucking arrest you and for nothing, and just want the money in your wallet. That's how they are, right? Like
So they're police.
Huh?
Yeah.
They're just the police.
Yeah, the police are just all like that. They're big,
they're like that
giant gang, their own cartel.
fucking
Assholes.
Not one but one, okay? So I'm talking to this detective, got everything going. So I'm like, I got to press charges on these guys, this, that. Here's all the evidence. Shit tons of evidence, dude. I mean, shit ton. These guys tried to bribe me even, called commercial bribery. He said, hey, look, we got this much left and we give it to you. So, I mean, I could have made, anyway, somewhere around 5, 6, 10 million fucking dollars, right? But again, I'm the chairman. Okay, so I know everything's missing, and they try to give me millions of dollars to shut the fuck up. Yeah, I said, sorry, can I do it? I know this is not all of it. Plus, where's my fiber and my hurt? Say, and you say, sorry, this is what you get. Sorry, I'm not going to accept it. So I have all these listed down, every penal code that they broke, trying to get over this detective, right? And his name's Detective Corey Hemp. He's a piece of shit, all right? In Kentucky State Police. I said, I need a report. Just file a report, because I also talked to the district attorney that was pressing charges on the guys in Oklahoma. Her name was Rebecca. And she said, come on, Mr. Taylor, you know the rules. You know what's going on. I said, I know. I need a report. She said, yeah, just get it. So again, I had to go. Not only did the sheriff tell me, the district attorney that's now holding the evidence of this fucking truck, 18-wheeler, as evidence. The only way to get into that thing and get the samples is through this report. So I got all this evidence that just goes,
so
overwhelming. I'm talking just so much. You got a question, Paxton?
Yeah. I really hate to interrupt you because you're killing it. I love the story so far. This is really good.
It's horrible, but
yeah, it's horrible, but it's really good. But I'm just really curious about the bribe stuff that you had mentioned. I don't know if that's something you want to talk about.
I'll talk about it, because look, I had millions and millions of pounds, over 20 million. Okay, they try to give me 330,000 fucking pounds. Okay, which you could grab that off about 50 acres. You know what I mean? I got 2,300 fucking acres. So where'd the rest of me go? What about my investors? Okay.
Yeah.
What about my, what about my company? What about the people I'm trying to help? What about the 2 companies I could have taken off of 100% import of hemp materials to now transfer them to be domestic fucking product? This is what all of our politicians talk about, but never fucking do. I brought industry back to America.
Yeah.
Okay. But then they fucking go ahead and take it away, because you got the fucking black market, you got the cartel stealing everything, selling it for fucking pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
So the bribe came. Go ahead.
Well, I think you were about to say it, but how exactly did they give you the bribe? Like, was this in person, email, letter?
Yeah. It was through email. I got an email, but how they did it is, they said, look, they sent it and they said, this is the entire 2018 crop. Nothing has been sold, and blah 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 blah. They should have said this is the leftovers of the 2018 crop that hasn't been stolen. Right? That's what it should have been listed at. So, but this is not how they listed it. They said it like that. So this is supposed to be the whole entire crop. And so, as the chairman of an organization and the president, I can do one or two things. I could take the bribe, because it's a bribe. Because I say it's a bribe because I already know what my projected yields were supposed to be for the year.
Right. I
know how many seeds I put in the ground. I did about 30,000 pounds of seeds for $450,000 for 1,000 acres. So I had 2 lots. I had 1,000 acres and 1,300 acres. Okay, 1,300 acres is the seed guy. He's already growing it. I'm buying all the floral material, and that's it. The other one I own everything on. Okay, so I got 2,300 acres total. So I know. And I wanted it that way. I'm going to keep the math simple. 1,000 acres, 30,000 pounds, 30 pounds per acre seed rate, 30 pounds per acre. Okay, you got to understand, though, also, there's 27,500 seeds per pound. So you're looking at about 900,000 potential plants per acre. Okay, marijuana guys usually grow about 2,300 plants per acre. Okay, I'm talking almost 1 million plants per acre I do. Okay. At about 15 to 25 grams a head, okay? We're talking 13,000 pounds of dried floral material per acre, okay? So you got to understand, you guys trying to give me nothing, right? And I can't very well. I know not only by what we did the previous year, before I decided to plant Fiber Nova and Atletico Campania, I had everything tested, ran all the strains, so I knew what they produced, okay? I knew, and like I just told you, the seeds, how much per acre, this, that. So now I'm doing 1,000 acres, 30 pounds per acre, and you got 30,000 pounds of seeds, 450 grand. Then I know what it's going to yield because I know what it yielded last year, and I know what it's going to yield this next year because you're going to have we had more sun and more rain. So I couldn't very well just say, okay, give me the 300,000 pounds, I'll fucking hawk it and fucking take the money and run, right? Because that's number one, I'm an honest guy. I would never do that because I'm building a company that I'm going to utilize to make this country a better place, right?
Yeah.
And I'm on the Industrial Hemp Research Pilot Program, which I'm tasked with showing America if this is a viable crop or not, and if so, you know, should it be
viable unless they steal the shit out of it?
Well, yeah. When they start stealing it all, it looks a lot less viable.
So basically, I was showing them this as it was growing, and they already knew because I got Senator McConnell behind me and Congressman Comer, and I was able through them and myself to get it commoditized and legalized through Donald Trump at the end of 2018.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah. So I'm that guy. Okay.
You're that guy.
So I'm that guy, and I worked my ass off, you know. And McConnell didn't get behind industrial hemp until I broke ground on our facility. 2 weeks after, he's like, "Oh shit, this guy knows how to properly, you know, monetize this crop," and he sees that, so he jumps in front of Comer and says, "I'm going to have Comer take the companion bill. I'm going to lead the way," and he did, and he used me as an example of why he was doing that and what we were doing, Kings Road Biotech, okay. And so,
what did he have to say when all this stuff was going down? Did he have any?
This guy's come on, this guy, you know, he's a Kentucky guy, right? So he don't care because his own statesmen are the ones stealing my shit, right?
Of course.
Right. So he doesn't give a shit.
You think that's connected?
Not that I expected him to give a shit because I don't really have high expectations for him from what we can see.
Do you think that's connected though? He saw you now being able to make something that's profitable, and then all of a sudden your shit goes missing.
Well, yeah, and my technology too. Okay, so they hijacked everything from me. Look, I'm the only guy in the world that had this technology. But when I went to Kentucky, all of a sudden they steal my technology, they steal my crops, and then all of a sudden, you know, I'll fucking go away to the wayside.
Yeah,
and like I was saying, going back,
you off and hoping you stay there, happy that you made it out alive, but you're not gonna just sit there and be happy. Yeah,
they make me a colonel, right? They say, okay, the highest honor in they call it the Commonwealth of Kentucky is to be honored as a Kentucky colonel. Okay, so I received this award. Okay, so it's by the governor and the Secretary of State, and then I also get honored as they give me an admiralcy to make me admiral. Okay, so they think these two things is enough for me, but I said, fuck, I don't want any titles. Come on, you know, I already went to school, did my shit. I don't care about titles. I care about, you know, making a difference, bringing manufacturing back to the United States, curing cancer, making nice clothes out of hemp, things like that. And that all the awards and shit, they're gonna do nothing for me. So all of a sudden, they give me the highest honors, right? And then when they steal everything, now I'm getting back to the truck. I report this to everybody, okay? Now I'm asking for this damn report, okay? And then I sent the guys wouldn't give me the report. The Kentucky guy, this Detective Handy guy, okay? And so what ends up happening is, and I'm already talking to the FBI in Kentucky too, who doesn't do shit about shit because these guys are fucking in with McConnell, right? He pays their paycheck because he's the one that divvies up the money for the omnibus bill, which is for all the federal agencies. So he just tells them, hey, shut the fuck up, right? Don't do nothing. Obviously, okay? That's obvious. So then, so this guy does not write the report that I need to get my hemp off that truck. Instead, you know, and then I send him a fucking report that says, hey, by the way, all you guys are growing marijuana over there. I'm the only one that grows industrial hemp. Within an hour, they have a warrant out for my arrest, right? So now I go from trying to press charges against the fuckers that stole from me all this material worth hundreds of millions of dollars, okay? All I do is write an email telling them that their state grows marijuana and I'm the only one that grows industrial hemp. And these are the guys I talk to and whatever. And they, within an hour, they had me indicted, okay? And a warrant out for my arrest. So I'm like, fuck you guys. You guys are a fucking joke, right? And I don't give a shit, you know? And so These guys fucking show up one day at my house with fucking machine guns, armored vehicles, helicopters, snipers on my fucking roof of my neighbors, shit like that,
Yeah, didn't they? You said they shut down the whole block, right?
Yeah. These guys were everywhere, right? Fucking machine guns pointed at my whole house, right? And
that is some whiskey warrior looking shit over there. I can't believe that we didn't see that on the news anywhere. Like they didn't. I've been looking for it. I haven't seen it. Nobody covered this.
Nobody covered it because they don't want that shit covered. But if I was getting arrested because I had a roach in my ashtray and they did that, they would have done it, right?
Oh,
sorry about all the dog barking. You got a bunch of guys walking by with
him, dude, caught with illegal drugs. Like that would have been a headline. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. It's just like I like to point that out because like some people still think that the media will actually tell the truth for them.
There's no such thing as the media. You know what I mean? These guys are called cover-up artists. They only pump what they want you to hear into society. There's no free journalists. What do they call them?
Yeah, and they don't hide the things they don't want you to see. They just don't put it there for you to get.
Yeah, you're not allowed. They're not allowed to push shit in society. It's worse than China over here in America. I mean, I even tried to talk to them after I got out because this is what happened. They fucking arrested me, right? And I was smoking a joint, on the where I am kind of about right now. And these guys show up with machine guns, and I just walk out with my hands up because they having a loudspeaker.
Thank God they didn't shoot you. Jesus.
I know.
Well, he's not a black or a dog, so.
Yeah, it's true. So they got the loudspeaker and they say, "This is the U.S. Marshals. We have a warrant for your arrest, Ms. Keith Taylor. Come on with your hands up." So I fucking did, right? And I spent 5 months in fucking jail for no fucking reason. And they put me on an armed and dangerous warrant, which they call me a fugitive, armed and dangerous. Number one, I'm not a fugitive. I know that definition of a fugitive is someone who commits a crime in one place and flees, right? So fleeing from one state to another to avoid being caught. I fucking never did that. And I was never armed and dangerous. Although I am a fucking Marine, I don't own a weapon for that exact reason because I'm a smart guy. I always see the guys that get in trouble is a Marine and he fucking got his house full of guns and ammo,
They're aiming for our vets these days, it looks like. You see a vet with a gun, they're on the news, you can promise me somebody red flagged him and now he's dead.
Whiskey Warrior is one of those people. I mean, he's a former military.
Yeah. So, and I am as well. I'm a Special Forces Marine. So, the thing is I know what these motherfuckers are doing, it's trying to fuck me, right? So, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to own a gun right now and any of that because if you're messing with this stuff, it's automatic. California, I think it's federal now too, is like anytime you get caught with anything like a weapon with any type of drug, automatic fucking 2 years, right? So I'm not screwing around, right? Even if you hire some guys with some guns, right? So, and I don't want to give them a reason to say, oh, he's an ex-Marine, like you said, red flag. He's fucking acting crazy. I think he said this, I think that. Go to his house, and I got all kinds of guns. Then it makes me look bad if I'm fucking armored up like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I got nothing. So then they just assumed he's a Marine. He's fucking stacked with guns. No, don't even own one. So armed and dangerous. What that did to me is it made me fucking have to stay in jail for 5 months with no fucking bail. Because if you're armed and dangerous, fuck, you don't get bail. Okay, so they use all these little things to hold me for no reason. So they say we want to extradite you, and I knew
any court or anything like that during any of this stuff. Like they hadn't convicted you of anything; they were just holding your ass.
Just holding me, dude. So they say to me, you want to be extradited. I said, fuck no, I'll challenge the extradition. Get a governor's warrant, right? Because what I'm doing here now is, although it's instead of 30 days, you can extradite me there, it's going to be, they have up to 90 days now because the governor has to sign off on it. But what I'm doing there is dragging the fucking governor of that state in on this bullshit. You know what I mean? See if this dumbass motherfucker will fucking bite, right? And he does, but he's getting out soon because they swapped governors right after I got out, right? Or right before I got out in November, and I got out in December. So he didn't give a shit. So he's like, I'll put my name on it, But they didn't even. There was no evidence of me doing shit. You got a governor signing off on this shit, right? So that the whole state of Kentucky is crooked as motherfucker. Okay.
Oh goddamn.
And excuse me for cussing, lie.
No, you're fine. I cuss all the time.
Pissed. I'm pissed off at this shit, right? So I'm there
You
for
should
5
be
months.
pissed.
5 months, and then they never look. And they got a governor's warrant. They never extradited me. And then the judge told me over here in LA, because I was in LA County, the fucking worst fucking goddamn.
So after all of that, they didn't actually extradite you after all?
Fuck
Fucking
no.
Christ almighty.
The
Jesus
judge, she told me,
fucking...
she told me this. She says,
Oh,
Mr. Taylor, this is the first time ever of me being on.
Oh, this makes me want to get on a train and go to California and arrange some sort of protest, like right now.
I'll tell you, the judge, this is what the judge tells me. She says, Mr. Taylor, this is the first time I've ever seen this being on the bench that they go as far to get a governor's warrant and they don't even come get you. I'm very sorry, Mr. Taylor, for everything that's happened to you.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe that the media won't fucking, like, the mainstream media won't pick this up. This is...
Fuck no, they want. Look,
They don't want to end up in a box at the end of the river, you know? That's exactly what it is.
I'm not fucking
Yeah.
scared.
well,
Fuck around and find out. Fuck
But see, there's a
around and
perfect
find
example
out.
of like, now you see, it's a perfect example. Now you see, you don't even have to fucking commit a crime to go to jail and not have fucking bail and get stuck in there for no fucking
Oh,
reason.
yeah. Oh, yeah, and it's
So
been
that's why
easier
people
for
are
them to
scared.
do that since they passed the Patriot Act, too, because they can
That's why
put
people
all
are
sorts of vague things all over it now and hold you without bail.
Because it's no longer, if you, like you were saying, like, they're coming after the highest people in society now. So everyone should be fucking scared. Everyone in between, from the top to the fucking bottom. Look, I went to Stanford. I'm Stanford educated. I'm a fucking Marine. I'm a golden boy.
Oh, yeah,
fucking,
the nails that stick out, they get hammered.
I did everything I'm supposed to do. Like, look, even though I don't give a fuck about my education or anything like that, because I was already smart before I went there. But the thing is I want to check those boxes so I could fucking do what I do, right? So I could do those types of projects, right? So they allow me to do them. But then when I did them, instead of, I don't want to say being untouchable, but because you shouldn't be touchable. You should be unfucking touchable because you're a good guy. You fucking don't break the rules. You don't fucking break the law. You're not stealing shit. And you're doing things for the good of everybody. You shouldn't be untouchable. You shouldn't be able to fuck with you. Like, they come to me and arrest me for no fucking reason. Like, they steal my shit and then they turn and arrest me because I want to file a police report because they stole from me. They arrest me. What the fuck? I tried to get that report for months. And because I wouldn't back off, they fucking came after me.
Jesus, man. This is so fucking awful. Like,
so let me ask you real quick. Did you have faith in, like, the system prior to this? I mean, you served in the military, special forces, all that stuff. So
I used to have faith in the system. I have zero now. Zero faith in the system because everyone's dirty. Okay. Everyone. You think the FBI puts out these shows and shit. You see them doing all this cool shit, doing this, doing that. Those motherfuckers are the corruptest motherfuckers around, besides the CEA and DEA. Okay, they're all corrupt. Okay, the Department of Justice is fucked. Okay, they don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about me. They don't give a shit about nobody except for some money.
Well, yeah, it's like the rest of the infrastructure of our country, like our roads. Oh, yeah, we have roads, more roads, but they're all fucking shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's basically what the inside of our country looks like, too.
Yeah, everyone's bought off now. You know what I mean? It's just like I told you, you got McConnell. He's the guy that he signs the omnibus bill. Basically, what that is the budget for the federal government. So if he's like telling the FBI, like, look, you guys want me to cut the staff by half? Then shut the fuck up and do what I say. That's the way it really works, right? Because I saw what the FBI did in Kentucky. I'll give them everything, what they needed to fucking get my shit back and to fucking get the guys that fuck me. But these guys are all cartel, right? And the cartel, they're white collar crime fucking cartels, right? And they got judges and all kinds of people involved, right? And so, and they got judges signing off on my fucking warrants and extraditions and shit like that. And the same fucking judge that they're trying to do shit to me civilly with, so they file like five fucking things against me in court, civilly, and I'm the one that, my company's the one that got stolen from, right? And the guys that stole from me, they allowed them to fucking take over my company and drop the fucking litigation against themselves. That's how fucking corrupt it is.
So
they even stole my fucking company after this too.
So in the end, what happened with the hemp? Or did it just disappear forever? Or like, is that still not freaking settled or what?
Not settled. So basically, I knew that these mafia guys basically stole my shit too. Okay, it was Italian mafia, right? There's a guys called Lilu's Gardens, okay, and called him and I said, hey, it's fucking, where's my shit, and you guys owe me money. And he says, well, the landowners tell us different. They say that that it's theirs and that that they own it. I said, you guys already know. You've seen the contracts when you tried to buy this from me before, and I didn't sell to you. Now two things. I own it, and that if you're gonna buy it, you gotta buy it from me. He says, okay, we'll make you a deal. I said, what? He says, we'll call the landowners right now. If they say it's yours, we'll make you a deal. If not, we'll get out the cane and do a good old-fashioned Kentucky caning. I said, go ahead, fucking call him. So they fucking call him. And he clicks over right back. So they must not answer. I said, they didn't answer, right? He says, no. I said, so what? I said, look, if you ever threaten me again, motherfucker, I'll fucking take that Kentucky cane from you and beat you with it, motherfucker. Fuck you, right? And so, we just exchange, hang up, right? So at that time, that's how I ended up with any hemp, because what they were doing is they were fucking processing my shit, because these guys are the ones that harvested it. I found out, right? And basically, so when that happened, they had to fucking do like a smash and go. Now all of a sudden they can't finish, so they leave all the wet bales behind. So that's what was left, was what they tried to give me. Okay, so that stuff is the only stuff that's left now, because what they were doing is trying to get rid of that evidence, because there's 5 strains in that warehouse. I had it all tested, and out of those 5 strains, there should only be 2 strains, and there's 330,000 pounds in there. And thing is. But with there being 5 strains, that means they mixed everything up, number one. And so what they tried to do is they tried to get rid of the evidence. So they like I said, they took over my company. They got a custodian running my company now that he gets to make all the fucking calls, right? And so he basically wants to destroy this 300 and some thousand pounds. Well, if you think about it like this guy's the largest grower in the United States of fucking America, right? And they're trying to say that's all I grew. That's funny, number one, okay? Number two, if that is the case, why is this guy in there trying to destroy this? If that's the largest fucking grow ever in America, okay? Say this small tonnage is all that it produced. The guy's in there trying to destroy it. He's asking the judge to destroy it because it's fucking evidence. And I've known that from the beginning, because when they tried to bribe me, I had all the shit tested and found out it's not it. It's not my shit. Some of it is, okay? Only 1 strain is mine. Rest of them, not mine. Okay? And so they know it's evidence that they could get fucking busted. So now I was 1 day away from them destroying it, and I fucking was I was minutes. The court clerk was handing fucking pages off the fucking printer to the judge at the hearing. Intense. Yeah, you even hear it. I'll give you, she said she would hand it to him so hot off the printer to stop it, and I got it stopped. So yeah, that's still there. We're still messing with that. And so
it's basically just like hanging from a thread over a pool of lava.
Yeah, for sure. And look, and the thing is the FBI knew about all this shit, so I told them to go in and I said, look, why don't you guys go and just fucking do a raid, right? And so you guys can confiscate it as evidence, right? And fuck, they had like fucking like 2 months to get rid of it. They weren't doing shit because they don't want to find out either, because they want to help them, dude. You know what I mean? Because even the guys in California, the FBI out here, I had to go to them and say, look, motherfuckers in Kentucky are not helping me. They're not doing shit. Matter of fact, they let me get arrested. How the fuck does that work? And so even the guys out here, they're like, nah. They acted like they were going to help, but I knew they wouldn't, right? So I had to have a plan put together to stop it. So I wrote my own stuff, so for court. I didn't even use attorneys this time, because my attorneys charged me over $500,000 and still fucked me. They took a buyout from the billionaire, because there's a billionaire woman that owns two of the companies that stole from me. Okay.
Yeah, at this
So
point, I'm being told by other attorneys not to get a fucking attorney unless they're your friend. Like if they're actually your friend and you know
attorneys
them.
are the worst. They stole from me too because they took a buyout, you know. And so it just sucks, man. So everything so then I realized I got to write my own briefs. I got to do my own motions, and that's what I've been doing lately since I got out, and I won the last two. So and then thank God for this COVID virus, and that
was
saved me again.
was that
But
hard to figure out? Like for a dude that's not like a lawyer, like did you have to like go learn a bunch of shit or like how can anybody do that? Can we defend
yeah,
ourselves?
anybody can do it. And you know, it's like fuck, you know, I also date a lot of attorneys, you know, and so and like I don't know, somehow I ended up always dating girls that either their parents were high-powered attorneys or they were, you know. Fuck, it just worked out that way, I guess. But so I learned a lot, you know. So
Pick up things.
yeah, I picked up some shit, and you know, and so yeah, I mean, but I mean, I basically came down to the point where I had to even ask the clerk. I said, well, "What can I do about it?" She said, "You got an attorney?" I said, "Fuck no, I ain't hiring another one ever again in my life." She's the one that actually told me if I could do this. I said, yeah. So I said, okay. So the first time, and that's the stuff where she was getting stuff off the printer, handing to the judge. I mean, shit, I just sent her like just all kinds of crazy shit, right? Like emails, but there was enough stuff where the judge says that he could see in between the readings of the lines that he had to not let this be destroyed, right? Because there was a lot of evidence I submitted, but they said, well, next time you can't submit it like this. You have to submit it like this. It's got to be, you know, conforming to a certain, you know, template basically,
Template.
you know. Yeah. So I said, okay, no problem. So that's what I did the next time though. So the first time wasn't so. It was rough. It was rough getting it in, but it did the job. The next time it was done right.
Oh.
So you had mentioned that you had won two.
Yeah.
Can you specify exactly on what that is?
Okay, so they were gonna fucking destroy my shit, right? So this is another thing is the secretary of my company is a former governor of Kentucky. His name is Governor Julian M. Carroll, right? So he's fucking kind of in on this shit too. I'm fucking with helping him cover it up because he's still a state senator and he's the longest running politician in Kentucky. So during his last election, when the attorney general won, okay, governorship, he sit behind him during the inauguration because he's the longest running guy, right? So, and the attorney general knew about this shit too. So he's crooked as fuck too. His name was Andy Bashir, and I know him as well. So I sent him everything. He didn't do shit either even before he was elected to governor. When he's attorney general, he didn't do shit about my 2300 acres. So no one gave a fuck, right? So you just know they're all crooked from top to bottom. So Governor Carroll tells me that he's got this report on my hemp from the custodian. I said, what? I said, fucking send that shit to me, you know? I said, matter of fact, overnight that shit to me, all right? He overnights it to me, I get it, and I'm like, holy shit. That fucking day, they're going to destroy my shit. I'm hours away from that shit getting destroyed, okay? Fuck. So I'm like, what the fuck? If I didn't have them overnight that shit to me, I would be fucked, okay?
They literally saved your grass.
Yeah. And he only sent it to me because you see how he didn't send it till I started asking questions. He was going to pop that shit in the regular mail and say, well,
They're just going to let it go. Yeah.
They were going to fuck me, right? So everyone's crooked over there, man. So if I skin on my teeth, I'll save it. So that's one. And this next one, basically, again, that one, and how I saved it is I asked for testing and then I went to sell it because he said that he wasn't unable to sell it. And I was able to prove that the custodian, number one, wasn't able to sell it. It was a lie because I already had a company out here in California that wanted to buy it for $7 million. Okay. He did not even tell the court that in his final report. So I used all that. And so the court's like, okay, we see where you're going with this. Fucking guy's a fucking liar too, basically. The custodian. And so I also need to have proper testing done on it to see if there's mold in it, if the same strains are there, if the bales have been swapped out. So I test them up over them. So they gave me a certain amount of time to test the bales and have a a bona fide, they say, sale in place by this next day. Well, I didn't have a bona fide sale in place by the next day, but I had enough information to where they couldn't destroy the evidence. So it's put over again. So I've won 2 now. So the next one I had to win was I had to tell them, like, look, that's not my shit. There's 5 fucking strains in there. It should only be 2. And I already knew that, but I wanted to retest it, get it before the court again.
Make sure.
Had to have them stop it. So I've won 2. One to stop it from when they were going to destroy it that day. And the next one, when I didn't have a bona fide offer, because why? Because most of the shit's not mine. You know, there's five strains in there. It's supposed to be 2, and only one of those 5 is mine. So now he has to make another judgment. So he's okay, I push over. And this coronavirus thing came up too, so I got a little bit more time. And now we're fucking with that. But in between, I'm trying to get my company back too, because they made all these allegations against me, and I was supposed to go to this hearing, but they tried to kill me back in May 2018 after the Kentucky Derby.
They tried to kill you, like flat out.
Fucking flat out.
Okay, do you mind explaining that? What happened?
So I went to Kentucky Derby, and so the guy who's driving me, okay, because remember the former governor of Kentucky, Julian Carroll, he still gets police escorts to the Derby, right? And so basically, and he's the one that I got the tickets from. I got a table at 8 on Millionaire Row, okay, 6th floor, and then because Governor Carroll, he's the one that put the 6th floor on Churchill Downs. That's how this guy built everything in Kentucky. He's one of the best governors they ever had. And then, so basically, I got 8 seats up there. It's a table of 8, and then I got a box of 6 on the 4th, right? Covered. We call it governor's box, obviously, right? So we get the police to drive us, right? So I got my girl Lene with me, and we got Governor Carroll and me, and then the guy that's driving, he's a Kentucky State Police, but he's in charge of internal affairs, right? So if we leave the Kentucky Derby, we're gonna stop over at, Colonel Sanders, right? Everyone knows this guy. To the original Colonel Sanders, so Colonel Sanders' daughter, but it's an actual restaurant, and right next door is a white, is a mansion. It used to be Colonel Sanders right there. All kinds of pictures of him. So when we get there, I told him that police guy, hey, fuck man, ain't sitting like so. You put this motherfucker in another room, right? Because he's a fucking cop, right? He's fucking corrupt as fuck. I already know this because he's talking to me, asking me if I know this other guy, Schiavi, because he's being driven by this other cop. And Schiavi, fuck that guy, he ripped me off too. So this is the thing. So I knew something was going on because he's asking me all these questions, and he's asking about the Schiavi, and his partner's driving him. So they're trying to get information. So then after the dinner, we go back to the hotel. And so that's where my old lawyer is from, or does live, is in Lexington. Because the Derby is over there in Louisville. There's no places to stay over there. So I'm staying in Lexington. And the lawyer hates me, okay? He's the most high-powered lawyer. He's the top hemp lobbyist in America also, okay? He's in charge of the hemp roundtable, which I used to be a board of directors. But I resigned. I said, there's nothing more than a fucking drug cartel. Right? I quit. I don't want to be this. Because I believe in a free market. I don't believe in fixing prices and controlling it with just a few people, right? So that's why they don't like me. So I'm staying in Lexington now. And then now I'll go to sleep. But I sleep with one eye open, okay? Remember, I'm a Marine. I don't want to die yet, right? Yeah. So I hear this. Someone shake a doorknob, right? I say, oh shit, is it mine? Then I hear, oh fuck, these motherfuckers got a key, right? It's like 2:47 in the morning, right? So of course I pop out, right? Hand comes in, right? Latex glove on, right? Fuck, about ready to flip the switch. I fucking said, what's up, motherfucker? They kicked the fucking door shut. You got his hand out just in time, right? Crazy shit, man. Okay, we're fucking done. So I call it.
Creepy.
Yeah, I call security, right? And hey, these fuck guys trying to kill me, right? So they locked the hotel down. 3 hours later, it's 5 in the morning. I said, oh, okay, we got the guy. I said, fine, okay. Here he is. That's not him. And that's not the color of the gloves he had on either. That was it. And I said, hey, let me see that fucking clipboard. So, and I grabbed the clipboard, but see, there's an X by my room number, right? So what the fuck's this X for? This is not an X on anyone else's fucking room. Because I think what they did is just grab somebody, gave him the clipboard, and fucking just said, be this guy. But he's a younger guy. He did not know what was going on. And then he said, I said, where'd you go after this? He said, I went up to the 3rd floor. He said, look, security, I want to know every fucking room that key access, because it's a master key. He said, sorry, we can't give you that information. This is after all. So they had 3 hours to prepare what they were going to say to me and not do for me, right? Because they wouldn't do shit for me. Crazy shit, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm never going back to fucking Kentucky, right? And I didn't.
Oh,
until
yeah,
I
I wouldn't.
there
That sounds
against the court.
dangerous.
The second time I went back, they tried to kill me too.
Fuck,
Sounds like
man.
you've had a wild ride, that is for sure.
It is, you know, and I've lost everything too. I mean, fuck took everything from me. All my shit, even my kids' college tuition and everything I put into it, you know?
Wow, really?
Do you have any way that people can help you? Like, do you have any, like, I don't know, fund set up or any, like, accounts people can use to spread information or anything like that?
Well, yeah, you could look at, you know, when I was in jail, they set up a GoFundMe page. I just kept it up though, you know, because, you know, just because so that people could read about what happened, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's all.
Can you send that link to us? That way we
Yeah, I
can...
could send that to you guys, yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
would be awesome. Man, this is intense. Like, I was gonna ask, oh shoot. All right, Mike, get your brain back together. You know what you were gonna say. I was gonna ask about the there was only, like, you know how I said I was looking through all the news and everything, and I found like these very vague things about, oh, it started, oh, it's ended.
Yeah,
The only other thing that I was able to find in there is, like, there's a couple of clips basically where they're like talking about how you supposedly threatened a governor. Do you know about that? You know what
yeah,
they're
that's what they
talking
all fucking
about? What is that shit? Because, like,
fucking
they
lie.
didn't put any real details in it. It didn't make any sense to me when I read the paper.
Yeah, because it's not going to make any sense because it's all lies, you know? Because it's taken out of context.
They're
Because
trying to make it look better
it was
for
a
them.
judge, you know, it was a judge, and I told him it's not going to end well for you. And what's right underneath that, okay, is the an email from the U.S. Inspector General, fucking saying
Oh yeah.
that they're going to investigate. So I told him it's not going to end well for him, and they're
Oh
saying,
no, you threatened him with their own fucking system. That's obviously a danger.
yeah. So I didn't fucking. So, you know, I didn't fucking do shit. They're fucking liars, dude. I didn't threaten nobody. I didn't threaten no one's life, no nothing. The Inspector General said he's going to investigate. So they're fucked.
It's kind of funny that after all of this stuff, the only things you see out there really are the mention of the company and then the mention of it not being there. There's some stuff about the where y'all break the ground with the shovels.
Yeah.
But like, aside from that, the only other thing they have is like a couple of wisps of, hey, he threatened this dude, and that's
Smears.
it. That's all there is.
Yeah,
It's like
stupid.
tabloid shit.
It is. Because I'm not threatening, I didn't threaten nobody, okay? Never would I do that. Why? Look, I got a $20 million defamation of character lawsuit against Judge Terry, who is the
I mean, I
mayor
bet
of Carlisle
wish
County.
you'd
Why?
slip
I don't
up.
need to threaten anybody. They're already fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they just want to get out from underneath that.
Or at least they should be. Like, I mean,
They should be.
I worry
they let
for
them take
people
away
like
my
you
company
trying
and-
to stand up for this sort of thing.
I mean, they have broke every fucking law under the sun because that's how fucking good I had them fucked. Because I fucking had everything done the right way, and I fucking properly notated every fucking thing they did, and they should be fucked. They should be spending the rest of their lives in jail, but instead they're able to take over my company. Because I'll tell you how to take over my company is now is when they tried to kill me in May. I'm not going back to no fucking courts, right? So they want to do a dissolution of my company, right? I said, yeah, fuck you, right? So I did an affidavit, sworn affidavit, submitted it to reply. Thanks, babe. To basically answer their fuck was this shit they called it a complaint. Okay, so they have this complaint, and fuck, I answer everything on it. They say he misused company funds. Well, I'm like, this is fucking stupid, right? Because their guy, okay, I only designate one guy to run the bank. I never want to touch the bank. Ever since I saw that Enron shit, anyone that was attached to that bank account got fucked, right? So I don't want to touch nothing. So I even though there's money, sorry, I don't want nothing to do with it. So that's the first thing they always do. Misuse of funds. Nah, my name's not even on the bank. I couldn't even get $1 out of it, all right? So I'm writing and putting all this stuff down because you see this guy's name. His name is Philip Bean, okay? And he's one of the original investors. Let them run the money, right? Because I'm not going to do it, so they can't say I did. But then they go ahead and say I did anyway. But the bank is CB. Okay, I do CBD, but the bank is CDB. It's Citizen Deposit Bank. Okay, happens to be a cousin of mine, right? So I got it done proper. So even the bank saying, nah, it was this guy, right? So then I put this in my affidavit. Misuse of funds. Company wasn't set up right. Well, remember my old attorney, this guy fucked me. Number one hemp lobbyist in America, and he's got the number one business law firm there too, Frost Brown Todd. Okay, so also, sorry, I had to come and call him those months. So Frost Brown Todd, these guys set up my company. So two things they said I did: misuse of funds and didn't set up my company right. Well, fuck, we know we set up the company right because the number one fucking law firm in fucking Kentucky did it. But the guy didn't send in any of the corporate documents at the hearing because he wanted to fund me.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah, very convenient. And then they wouldn't accept my affidavit. And I'm not going there because they're going to fucking kill me if I go there, right? So I'm not going there.
Well, how did they do that? Like, I don't get that. How do you just not accept an affidavit? I'm confused. I thought they had to do that. Did they not?
Did they have a reason?
Okay. Stupidest reason of all is that he's not there to cross-examine. Okay? Well, let's see though, okay? Let's be a real judge, okay? Say, okay, let's break this down. There's so many things on this complaint. Let's just take number one. Let's just say, do we even need a cross-examination of anything? Okay, because let's say misuse of funds. Well, we got something here that's from the bank that's saying Philip Bean was the only signer and Mr. Taylor had nothing to do with the bank. Do we need a fucking, cross-examination of that? Fuck no, we don't, because the bank's saying and collaborating the fucking answer. Okay, so no. Again, next one. It was a company set up right. Here's most of the documents, things I don't have, these motherfuckers have, right? Did we need cross-examination? Nope. Again, we have everything, This is not just me saying it, right? So they didn't want. And then another thing is my lawyers, they got bought off, right? And I knew this was happening, so I told them, I said, look, Luke Morgan is trying to throw the hearing. And I told him this a month ahead of time. So I got another case going in Lexington against the guys, the billionaire who owns two of the companies that stole from me. I got them pinned down. They're about done. But these other guys start this other shit over in there in Western Kentucky to get this guy off because they're like, look, we'll get the fucking company dissolved over here and they'll have to fucking let that one go. And that's exactly what happened. So I saw what they were doing and I was like, why you guys stop and work on this? Keep fucking pushing so that one can't even go. And they didn't. They let that shit go. And so it pushed me into dissolution, didn't allow this fucking the affidavit to go in and fucking took my company. And those guys went and dropped the fucking lawsuit against themselves because they were able to take over my company and say, oh, this company no longer wants to press charges. So
do you think you can get it back now?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Well, look, and they fucking hit me with fucking. They come get me with fucking machine guns, right? They steal my steal my hemp, steal my company, drop the fucking litigation against themselves, and then fucking arrest me with fucking machine guns and then fucking U.S. Marshals.
Yeah.
Fuck you, motherfuckers, right?
God damn.
Fucking bullshit, bro. Is this America or is this fucking Mexico? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm hearing some stories
Mexico
about
would be nicer.
The south end of Mexico where people are actually like running the government out and the cartels too and taking their cities, their towns back and stuff. So we might actually be worse than Mexico at this moment. And I hate to say that.
I think we are, And, I cuss a lot. I'm educated well, but I don't use it like that because, this is your downfall is, you like to cuss and you're not nice. You don't kiss everyone's ass. But, the only thing I got left is how I talk, who I am, right? Everyone want to take everything from me and even who I am. So I'm sorry if people don't like me because I cuss, because I'm not, what do you call this, acceptable to the communities. I don't give a fuck, because I'm me. I want to be me. I don't want to change for this fucking guy over here, but that girl over there, because this makes me me. They've already taken everything else from me. Fuck, now you want to take all my fucking talk away? Want to take what I drink away, what I smoke away? Fuck that shit. These are the only 3 things I got. You know?
Yeah.
That's it. So I apologize to any listeners if you think I'm not educated because I cuss.
Well, I don't think you're gonna.
You know,
I don't know.
I just gotta clarify this shit because people fucking think this way. I'm highly educated. They've got an advanced degree.
Oh yeah, it's true.
I'm very well educated. I just fucking cuss. Hey, 2 things could go together. Okay.
Yeah.
So they could coexist. You could cuss and be educated.
I just have a quick question. What did you go to Stafford for?
Well, structural engineering.
Structural engineering. So I think we'll talk about like how you got into like hemp and weed on in the next video. I think that'd be interesting to
I'd
talk
like
about.
to tell people like more about your process and everything, despite the fact that they are dicking you over, and maybe do some like updates and see what's going on and shit.
Yeah. Well, right now we're writing the motion to get my company back because I got all the evidence to prove they shouldn't have it, and to kick out this custodian and then bring my company back. Because
how are you feeling about that? Like, is that something that's a big, tall order, or is it something that you think you got?
Well, I think I got it. You know, I think I got this. You know, because thing is this judge, he's fucked because not only did he allow these guys, because another thing what they did is when they bribed me, they had filed a lawsuit against me and my company. And then they came to me and said, look, we dropped a lawsuit against you and your company, but here is the entire 2018 crop. That's the bribe. And they figured since they put the pressure on me that they had a lawsuit against me and then against my company, that to give me this and say, hey, here, take this and go away, that I would take it. And I'm not a bitch, right? I'm not doing it. Okay? Right. Because I have things I want to do. The company is set up properly to do all these nice things for America and to also be a standard in the hemp industry, my company, for all the other companies to adhere to, because we do not underreport. We do not steal. We do not, all the bad shit we don't do, right? Mm-hmm. And that's why they don't like me, because they figure they can't get rich from doing the right thing. But you know what? There's so much, the profit margins are so big, I don't mind to pay the tax because there's still a lot of money left over. You could help a lot of people. Yeah. And if every fucking corporate officer or head of a company thought this way, fuck, America would be a great place to live. But nobody does. Everyone wants to fucking siphon all the money out of the companies. Mm-hmm. So the guys that even Gincana, they got a lot of my hemp, okay? They claimed bankruptcy this year. They went from, like, I was the biggest, and then they were down the biggest after me. There's no way they could have been, because they grew 300 fucking acres a year before. Gee, I'm wondering, because they fucking got all my hemp through fucking third party Lulu's Gardens, and fucking then they were able to have CBI. Fuck what they say, what they think. Fuck you, Maddie. That's the CEO of Gincana. He's a fucking bitch.
Well, yeah, then fuck you.
And then they go and claim like look, and what these guys do, they become number one, and what they do? They fucking charge everything, have people working for them, and then they fucking claim bankruptcy so no one could collect nothing. What a bunch of fucking bitches, all right?
That's not the first time I've heard of that before. That's something that I've heard about a lot of different kinds of companies doing. And
I'm telling you, but that gives the a black eye. If you can't, look, my company's still not bankrupt. They stole everything from my company. I'm not bankrupt. That guy ended up with a lot of my shit, and he found bankruptcy, and so a bunch of other ones in the hemp industry. Tell you right there, I'm the only one doing shit right.
Well, I mean, that's what Mike and I are always screaming about. Like, you know, we're very pro free market capitalism, things of that nature, but there's a huge difference between free market capitalism and crony capitalism. Yeah, there's so many fucking corrupt people in these corporate positions that are fucking over everybody just to make an extra dollar. And that's not what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be like what you're doing and giving back to the communities and stuff. That's what it's supposed to be about. Well, if you can give back a fuck ton and still live super comfortably, I would imagine.
Yes. And the thing is look, I give away the cancer-curing drugs to stage 4 cancer patients. I give it away. Okay, that's why they don't like me too. Right?
How
But
dare
And
you?
like the
part of
way
my
that you do things is a threat to the way that they do things. If people saw
exactly.
other people doing those things, they'd be like, "Why are you not doing these things?" And then there would be boycotts and people screaming,
Yeah,
and they would have to do things like paper straws.
yeah, right, right. So they always, I hear this always growing up, and even when I'm into my adult years, one person cannot make a difference. And I was like, fuck that. I always thought, no way, one person can make a difference. And they
Well,
almost got me thinking that way. They almost got me thinking that way again, that I couldn't, because after, I'm telling you, they almost broke me as a motherfucking man after that stint in LA County, because they put me in there with the fucking rapists and murderers and everything. I had to team up with some fucking bad guys in there, right, just to stay alive. Okay. And I almost thought to myself, I didn't almost think to myself, I thought to myself, fuck that, everyone's right. One fucking motherfucker cannot make a difference. They can't. But then, I got out, and then I started getting a little traction again, and like, you know what? Fuck that. You don't think that way, because one man can't make a difference. You gotta keep pushing on, or else, look, people look at you, everything you've done, and then you failed at the very last fucking mile. Nah, I can't. You gotta keep running. So I'm gonna keep running and tell you guys, one man can't make a fucking difference, and I gotta make it happen. And if I don't make it happen, then we're all fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You've got,
But
I mean,
I'm the
like,
only one that
you
had the
got
balls to
people
fucking
who
do it.
want you to win. You know what I mean? You're not
Yeah.
alone out there. There are people who want you to win. People who need you to win.
And hopefully after this, there's going to be even more people.
Yeah,
I hope
We're going to
hopefully.
so,
be throwing this
because
at everybody.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
really,
gonna get out here. As much as I want this to be out like tomorrow, it's probably gonna take a few, at least a handful of days for me to get it looking nice and everything. But like, I want this to go to everybody. And I mean, if you're out there watching this right now and you've made it this far, thank you for sitting through here and talking, and I mean, and listening to this. And if you want to come talk about it, you can get down into our comments. You can come into our Discord and discuss stuff with us.
Take the link and
There's
share it
gonna be
into your
links here.
social medias.
Please share this, because y'all out there sharing this shit. We don't get to push real things through media anymore. They're not going
we don't.
to let
I'm telling
people like this talk to you. We
you, they
need
won't.
people like you to share this kind of stuff out there. And if you want us to be able to make more of it, you can drop us some crypto in the links below, or get into our subscribe star and help fund us getting out there and getting this kind of stuff pushed out there. And we'll make this fucking thing happen. We have to come together at a time like this. We have
We
the
have to,
media and the government pushing back against us. They don't want you guys to fucking be able to get these stories.
They don't. And they want to be able to take people like me out and put them away, but no one even knows they're away.
Yeah.
They just hold them there forever,
And
or
we
kill
can't
them,
let that happen.
or fucking kill them, So,
Well, Keith, it's been an absolute pleasure listening to your story. Well, I mean, it hasn't been a pleasure listening to that.
Yeah, no, it's been
You're
horrible.
great at
but it's
telling it
been
for sure.
wonderful.
It's just a terrible story. Like I'm
It's
so
terrible.
sorry all this stuff has happened to you. I mean, it sounds like you're a great guy, and it's so shitty that our own government is working against
It's
you
working
while
against
you're
you.
trying to do good.
Yeah.
for sure.
It's disparaging. Mike and I are kind of we don't have the rose colored glasses on anymore, but there's so many people that I feel are going to hear this, and hopefully it's eye opening to them, and they realize that the government isn't working for them, the police are not working for them, the FBI and CIA aren't here to make them safer, the FDA and DIA
definitely.
are not here to make them safer.
And I got all the communications with those agencies that could show everybody that they don't do anything, that they won't do anything. Okay, it sucks.
Yeah. And we'll make sure that you guys get to see those things, because this shit has to go out. This shit cannot be allowed to be silenced. We have to keep it alive.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks, dude. I hope that you stay strong and you stay free, so that we can talk
I'm
again
trying,
as
guys.
soon as we can.
I'm trying.
I hope you stay in contact, dude, because like, you seem to be really cool. You seem to be very genuine, and if there's anything that we can do to help you, just reach out.
Okay, no problem.
I mean, we're small, but many of us, we are big. Until then, the rest of you guys out there, Stay strong, stay safe, and stay free. This episode of Stirring the Tea is adjourned.
Because they stole from me, they arrest me? The fuck? The good guys in America are actually the bad guys. Because I got Senator McConnell behind me and Congressman Comer, and I was able, through them and myself, to get it commoditized and legalized through Donald Trump. Kentucky Department of Agriculture, which is a fucking joke, by the way, okay? The commissioner is a piece of shit. So they decide they're going to cover it up.